Hello, my name's Carrie. Thanks for choosing to do yoga with me today. This is going to be a really gentle chair yoga class. So, all you really need is a sturdy chair. If you have one with arms, that's okay. If you need it for more support, that's fine. Um, I'll speak through that as we go. This class is perfect for beginners, um, older adults, anyone who wants to add a little bit of movement through the spine, help with balance, structural sort of stability in your body, and relaxation. Right. So what I like about yoga is it can be a form of exercise, but it's also can be a form of meditation. So we're bringing both those things together, right? Mind, body, spirit. So all those things together. So all you really need is a chair. I have a yoga mat because that's what I like to put my feet on. I also have a block, and I'm going to speak through using a block later. If you don't have one now, don't worry about it. But I like them for a few different things. One is sometimes it's just nice to have a little support behind you, to have it behind your chair, just giving you a little bit of knowing where your back is. And I'm also sitting on a blanket, right, just to cushion my chair, but just make sure nothing is slippery. That if you are on like a wooden floor, that if you have socks on, right, just be careful that we're not slippery. We're going to do mostly seated, some standing. Yeah. So get yourself comfortable, feet flat on the floor. So we want to like uncross the legs. And you want to sit up nice and tall. If your back is already feeling tired, you could sit back with your back touching the chair. I like to be perched, but you could also, if you have a block, a pillow, a blanket, something to curl up and have support, you can do that. So I'm going to guide us through a little centering meditation, deep breathing practice to start. Then we're going to go through really simple movements of really the whole body. I'm going to move us through all the joints, and then we'll do a couple standing things. All right. So sit up nice and tall. Maybe the eyes closed, or maybe just gaze softly at the floor. And find a good place for your hands to go. So maybe your palms are face down. Maybe your palms are face up. And just start to find out, how does my back feel? Is this the position that I want to land in for this seated practice? And then just start to notice the what it's like to be in the room that you're sitting in, like what it sounds like, what the temperature is like, and then how it feels to sit in your chair, to connect your feet to the floor. This is called a grounding technique or a grounding practice. So, like grounding yourself in the present moment wherever you are. So, listening to the room you're in, feeling the temperature on your body, noticing your body touching the chair. And then start to turn your attention towards your breath. And just start to slow down and deepen your breath. There's no right way to do this. You breathe all the time, you're good at it. We're just asking you to, you're asking your body to slow down. So as you breathe, you might feel the belly moving as you inhale. And as you exhale, feel everything deflate. And see if you can let that pace of your breath be longer than it usually is. So it's going to take longer to fill the lungs than typical. And longer to empty the lungs. So be really patient as you wait for that moment when the lungs are full and then the lungs are empty. And let your mind just notice how it feels to breathe. You breathe all the time, but we tend not to really focus on how it feels. And once you have a pretty good rhythm of that slow, deep breath, we're going to do a body scan. So bring awareness to your feet and just notice how they feel. Bring awareness to your legs. Notice how the legs feel. Good. And then bring awareness to your hips and pelvis, the very low back, your sitting bones, kind of pushing into your chair or cushion or both. And let your mind start to move up through the back, through the torso, just noticing whatever you notice. Through the mid or low back and belly, through the mid back, all the ribs and how they surround the front, back, and sides of your torso. Notice your shoulders and all the way up through the neck. Bring awareness as you breathe. So keep that nice, slow, deep breath going. Bring awareness down the arms. Move awareness up to the head and your face. All the muscles of your face, just invite them to relax. Notice your scalp. Notice your ears receiving the sound. Good. And then zoom out. Notice your whole body. Just sitting in a chair. Nice, good, tall posture. Deepening the breath. Can you allow your mind to just be aware of this simple, simple thing that you're doing? I'm sitting in a chair and I'm breathing. Good. And then take a moment, just let your body breathe itself, just pause. And notice the effect of just for a few minutes doing that body scan, doing that deep breathing practice. Like what do you feel in your body? What do you notice? What has shifted, if anything? So we start with a centering so that throughout our practice, you can keep your mind in your body. So notice your posture. Are you still sitting up tall? Is there anything that can be readjusted or shifted? We're going to start at the top. So we're going to start neck, head, neck, shoulders. So if you need to readjust your legs, if you need to readjust your posture, you can certainly do that. But take a breath in as you sit up tall, nice, slow, deep breath. And as you exhale, bring your chin slowly down towards your chest. And as you inhale, gently roll your head over to one side. As you exhale, bring your head back down, chin to chest. And inhale, go to the other side. So the neck and shoulders, we're going to keep going. Exhale, head down. Inhale, other side. So what I started saying was your neck and shoulders have the potential to hold a lot of tension. Right? Your neck is pretty small for the amount of weight it has to hold and the information that it carries through your spine. So if you do find that doing any of these movements creates pain, discomfort, like just that little bit of like, oh, I don't know, back off, right? Err on the side of caution. Your neck has a very important job, right? So we want to be nice to it. The shoulders tend to hold the weight of the world, so we want to invite them to let that go. So you're just rolling one side to the other. Good. Next time your head is tipped one way, either one will do. Just pause there. And breathe. Right? So I noticed that my neck is a little sore today, so I'm going to readjust and find the place that feels safe, but also like there's a little bit of stretch there because When you deepen the breath, that stretch will most likely increase. So it doesn't have to be a deep stretch to start. None of these have to be deep. None of these have to be uncomfortable. Just getting a sense of how your body feels. When you're ready, release. Chin back down to chest, and you're going to roll your way over to the other side. Pause here. Deepen the breath. Relax your shoulders. Relax your face. I'm going to say that a lot because I tend to notice that I do that in my body, right? When I'm just hanging out for a moment, the shoulders tighten, the face tightens for no reason. We all do it. So that's what I'm going to say a lot, right? Relax your shoulders, relax your face, deepen the breath. When you're ready, bring your head back down, chin to chest. Good. You can start to blink your eyes open. You can bring your head back up. You can slide your hands off your lap and just start to rotate your shoulders up, back, down. So you're just going to make a little circle. So our shoulders are the most movable joint in the body, which means they have a high likelihood of having been hurt at one point or another because they lack stability, right? We have motion, therefore we give up stability in that joint. So it's easy to injure. So please, as we're doing shoulders, make sure that you're not, pushing into any old injuries or new ones. And we can add the arms. So imagine yourself like rowing a boat. You're just going to lift the arms up. Just make a circle. Because I like to start small and then I get them a little bigger. And no rowboat will have oars that are this big. Good. And then release. And just notice where you felt that. And as your body comes back to stillness, like where the sort of echo of that movement is in the body. Great. So now we're going to move to feet. So it's easier if you scoot to the edge of your chair. So just be careful if you do have a cushion or a blanket like me, because when we extend the leg, you don't want the thigh. If you're way back in the chair, the thigh kind of gets caught and we can't really lengthen the leg. So scoot forward. You can extend your leg out. Let's do the right one first. I'm going to go at an angle just to make sure I'm on camera. So extend your right leg out and just start to point and flex. Have your hands on your chair for stability. I don't recommend going sideways like I am. I'm going to do it regular. I just wanted my foot to be in the frame, but we'll just see. Good. Point and flex, and then switch to a rotation. Now, this might not feel like a circle. It might feel a little stiff. Just accept wherever you're at today, right? This ankle maybe has a long history. Maybe it's been injured. Maybe it's just stiff. Go the other way. So we just want to be nice to it, right? Like, hello, ankle. Thank you for walking me around. Right? And even if your movement is small today, it's still movement. And if you need to skip any of these things, just skip it. Good. And then let your foot be like a windshield wiper. It's going to go side to side. So this movement, we're moving at the ankle, but everything's connected. So we're actually moving the head of the thigh bone in the hip. So we're releasing tension there. Good. And then bring your leg back to you and just give a gentle tap of your heel on the ground or a bounce with your foot. Either way, if anything is painful, don't do it. And breathe, right? Remember to breathe. Good. And then release your leg and just notice how your right leg feels, or whichever one you did, and compare it to the other one. Great. Notice your breath, right? Can you take a couple slow, deep breaths and then switch sides? So extend your other leg. We'll start with a point and flex. You can keep holding. Just be cautious if your hands are bothering you, if you have anything like that, right? Just make sure you're safe in your hands, in your balance, on your chair. You can rotate. So deepen the breath. And notice, right? So this is where yoga is different than exercise, because we're using the movement, we're using the sensations in the body, go the other way, as a meditation. Because meditation is just bringing your mind to something, right? You can meditate by noticing your breath. You can meditate by going outside and listening to all the sounds you hear, or inside, right? So as you move your body and you can let your foot go side to side. You want to notice all the details, almost as if you've never noticed them before. Like, I know I've lived in this body my whole life. But sometimes until somebody says, like, notice how your leg feels as you do this funny thing, and I've never felt this in this moment before, right? So this is brand new. I've been teaching this particular thing for many years. However, I've never done it in this moment. So it is brand new. Good. And then bring your leg back to you. A little tap of your heel or a bounce of your foot, whatever feels good. If it doesn't feel good, please skip it. Good. And then just for good measure, we'll do both legs at the same time. Good. And then release. Just notice how your legs feel. Right? Just waking them up. Great. And then we'll move to the spine. So there are 6 movements of the spine. We can round the back. We can arch the back. We can kind of curve it sideways each way and twists. So we're going to start with that arch and flexion and extension. But we're going to start with that. Like we call them in yoga, we call it cat and cow. So cat like a scared Halloween cat, cow like they have a little sway back. So that's what we're gonna do, cat and cow. So your hands can be on your legs, on your lap. You can sit up nice and tall. If you don't have space between you and the back of the chair, just scoot forward so that you do, because you want a little bit of space. So take a breath in. I'm gonna go sideways just so you can see my back. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, just start to push the middle of your spine back as you roll your shoulders forward. And as you inhale, belly goes forward, shoulders can come back, heart beams forward as you look up. And then exhale, round. So I'm going to scoot and do it forward. You stay right where you are in your chair. So on the exhale, you round. On the inhale, you arch. I like to slide my hands back a little bit. That just helps me get the shoulders involved in the movement. So exhale to round or arch the back into that cat. And I have a nice cat coming into my yoga mat right now. And then arch on your inhale into cow. So these 2 are my favorites. So I tend to hang out here a little longer. And as long as you're not feeling any discomfort, right, staying in your pain-free range of motion, it's a really good thing to do if it feels good to just warm up your back. Good. And then come back to a neutral spine and just notice how you feel so far. Beautiful. All right. So we're going to do the side-to-side motions. So making sure that you feel secure in your chair. You're going to let's bring the left hand, this one, the left hand down towards the ground as you tip over a little bit. Hold on with the other hand. And then come back to center. And switch. So just a gentle little curve in the spine as you come back through, as you reach one hand towards the floor, the other one holds on, and you come back up. So you're just going to keep switching. If your shoulders are okay, we're going to do another version of this. So come back to neutral, bring your left hand to your chair, bring your right hand either to your shoulder or right behind your head. If you don't want to push the head forward, but if this bothers your shoulder at all, you can, have it right on your hip. So either way. So take a breath in. And as you exhale with your left hand on the chair, just bend the elbow as you arc over. Good. And then come back up. Release the arm. And just give it a moment. Notice how you feel. Good. And we'll do it again. Hand behind your head, just careful not to push your head forward, elbow back a little bit, bend the arm, the elbow of the arm that's on the chair, and curve over. So we're doing the same side we just did. Good, and then come back up. Release the arm. We're going to do that one more time. We're going to add a little variation if you want it. So when your arm feels ready for it, hand behind the head, bend the elbow, gently curve the spine over to the side, take a breath. And as you exhale, point your elbow down as you look down. Good. As you inhale, bring your elbow back up as you very gently look up a little. It's not going to be a lot. And then exhale back down. So move with your breath. Inhale up. Careful not to push your head forward. Exhale down, and this time just release your arm, come back up, and notice how you feel one side to the other, right? So gentle movements, making sure you're moving in your pain-free range of motion. And we'll do the other side. So other hand just gently supported on the chair. If you have a chair with an armrest, you could rest your forearm on it, or if you have any hand injuries that you don't want to put pressure on your hands, armrest is good. So you can have the rest on your or the weight rather on your forearm. All right, so bring your hand behind your head. We're going to warm up first. We're going to do like 3, and then we'll add that variation. So inhale, exhale, gently stretch over to your side. If your shoulder isn't like this, remember you can bring it to your hip. Breathe, good, and then come back up. Release your arm if it's on your head. So I'm going to do it with hand on hip this time, just to show the 2 ways, that one way is not better than another. It's just different. And if you feel like you need a little more balance, bring your feet wider apart. Good. Come back up. And we'll do it one more time, tipping over, but make sure you feel steady in your chair. And even if your hand is on your side, your elbow's out, right? So you're going to take a breath in. And as you exhale, turn your elbow forward a little, look down, bring your elbow back, gently look up. So this is my example of how one's not better than another. We're just taking care of what the shoulder needs. So keep going. Next time you're looking down, you can release your arm, come back up to neutral. Notice how you feel. You can slide your feet in a little closer. Nice. All right. So 6 movements of the spine. That was 4 of them. We've got 2 more. So we're going to twist. So if you are in the category, so just so you know, if you're taking a different yoga class in the future, if you do have osteoporosis, not everybody knows that they have it. So I usually teach this for older adults without deep twists, but you want to avoid deep twists. So I'm going to do really gentle, light twists, and you want to avoid forward folds. You know, you don't want to put pressure on your ribs. We want to keep everything happy, right? So really gentle twists. So we're going to add the arms, but if your arms are tired, you can actually, we'll do it with the hands down. So you're going to sit up nice and tall. You're going to slide your right hand forward as your left hand comes back to your hip, and just gently twist. Come back to neutral. Good. We're going to switch sides. So other hand slides forward, other hand slides to your hip as you twist, and come back. So the twisting is from the belly button up. Your hips are staying put because you're sitting in a chair, right? You can't really help it. But you want to feel like not just your head moving, but your ribs shifting, your shoulders shifting. Just that gentle twist. And if your shoulders are feeling up for it, you could let this be a little bit higher. So you can bring the arms higher. It doesn't really need to be. I kind of liked it better here. But if you do want like a little added challenge or a little added movement for the shoulders, you can. It's still a pretty gentle twist. So next time you're twisted to the right, if your hands are lifted, just bring them down and just hold. And breathe. So you're looking very gently over your right shoulder, not too much. Shoulders relaxed, spine nice and tall. Good. And you can release, come back to neutral, and notice how you feel. Good. And we'll do the other side. So lengthen, switch sides, twisting gently to the left. I like sliding the right hand forward, left hand to hip. I'm not mirroring you, by the way. And breathe. Good. And then come back to neutral. Excellent. So that's 6 movements of the spine. That's my favorite way to start any yoga class. Really simple. You can do it in a chair. I'm going to do a couple standing things. Just for balance, I recommend standing behind the chair. I'm going to move it just so you can see my body, but I would be behind the chair. Make sure it's not slippery. This might be obvious, but don't use a chair with wheels, right? Mine's on a yoga mat, so it's very grippy, right? But I am going to move it just so I can go a little sideways so you can see me. Another thing I like to add, remember you don't have to do this today, but if you have one or if you want to get one, is adding a block. We're just going to work on standing. You could have the chair off to your side if you want. But we're going to work on standing, but something about having this block between your legs, and I put it above the knee, and I gently hold. You don't want to squeeze it too hard, right? Just a gentle press. And suddenly I'm aware of my feet. right? My legs are gently engaged in ways we don't usually engage. We don't usually engage the adductors. Those are the muscles that bring your legs together. And stand up nice and tall. So in the future, if you want to use a block, great. We don't need to use it today. I just wanted to speak to it. But just start by noticing your feet. And remember, you can have your chair out in front of you. You can have both hands on it, one hand on it, none. But we just have it there for support. Just notice your feet pressing against the ground. And notice your knees. Start to bend your knees and just get a tiny bit lower. Don't hurt the knees in any way. If it hurts, come up and then stand back up. Yeah, and we'll do that again. Just a little bend, just to feel your center of gravity lower, right? And like a little more balance. That's what we're working on. We're working on balance. And then come back up. And part of that balance is going to come from the legs, knowing your legs in space, but also your core strength. So your belly, you want to hug the belly just a little bit towards the spine and stand up nice and tall, right? Sort of that, like, I call it the superhero pose, like, dun, 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 right? Like you're proud, your shoulders are relaxed, crown of the head reaches up towards the sky. So we're just working on posture. And notice your whole body. And once you feel nice and grounded, nice and strong, nice and balanced on your feet, start to deepen your breathing pattern. Keep your eyes open. I just shut mine for a moment, but balance is a little easier when your eyes are open. Good. And from here, I'm going to move my chair, but you can keep yours right in front of you. From here, you can bring your hands up, palms face up, elbows at your sides, right? It's keeping that nice tall alignment posture. And you're just going to bring your arms out and see if you can feel your shoulder blades squeezing towards each other. So your belly is still strong. We want to avoid arching the back, right? Feel the shoulder blades squeeze. Hold for like 5-6 seconds and then gently release, right? So legs are strong but not locked. Belly strong, heart open, shoulders relaxed. Do it again. Hands out. Squeeze the shoulder blades together just gently. And then release. So I was talking before about, and we're going to keep going. So a 5-second hold and then you release. I was talking before about how the shoulders are a very movable joint, which means they lack stability and chances are you've injured a shoulder. I feel like most people over a certain age have injured a shoulder. Doing something like this, just adding that little bit of stability to the shoulders, we're doing a little strengthening, can go a long way. Good. Keep going, keep breathing. Excellent. Let's do 2 more. Noticing your belly strength, noticing your shoulders, your feet pressing against the ground, posture nice and tall. Good. And when you're ready, gently release. Just roll your shoulders a few times. If you need to hold on to your chair, you can. Good. All right. So, balance. We did just standing, which is called mountain in yoga, right? Noticing the feet, nice tall posture. And that's good for balance. That's good for your awareness of your body in space. Just you have to learn how to stand on 2 feet before we play with standing on 1. But we're going to play with it. So I want you standing like this. I'm going to move my chair just so that you can see me. So we start with that nice mountain, right? Standing up nice and tall. You can have your hands, both hands on the chair. And just feel your feet pushing down. Feel your crown lifting up. And start to shift your weight to your left foot. Just shift your weight. So there's more weight in your left leg. Make sure your knee isn't locked. And start to peel your right heel up off the ground. So you're just putting a little more weight on this side. If there's any pain or discomfort, please come out of it. And then gently release. Feel your balance on both legs. And then we'll do it again. Gently shift to the left. Right heel lift, same side. Belly strong. Heart lifted. Shoulders relaxed. Come back to standing on 2 feet. Good. We're going to do it again. So shift your weight over to the left foot. Peel your heel up. This time we're going to add a little variation. You're going to turn your knee out to the side. And you can even slide your foot over so your heel rests on your ankle or wherever it wants to rest. Remember, 2 hands on the chair. I'm just not doing it that way because I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. Actually, I'll do this. Sorry. So from here, keep breathing and bring one hand to your hip. Either hand. Good. Keep breathing. Good. When you're ready, gently release both hands to the chair. Bring both feet to the floor and just stand. No. Good. And then we'll do the other side. So you're going to shift your weight to the right foot. Let the left heel lift. And bring it back down, standing on both feet. Beautiful. Shift your weight to the right foot. Peel the left heel up. Make sure the knee isn't locked. Belly is strong. Heart is lifted. Good. Release. Stand strong on both feet. We'll do it one more time, but we'll add that variation. So you lift your heel, turn your knee out, slide your foot a little closer. Good. So belly is strong. If you would like that extra challenge, you can bring one hand to a hip. And breathe. So anytime we give ourselves an unsteady surface to work with, it's going to strengthen the core. Even just standing on 2 feet is a balancing pose. It doesn't feel like that all the time, but it is. But when we stand on 1 foot, it makes it a little more challenging. You can release, hands to the chair. Beautiful. All right. So find your way back into your chair. I'm going to do something to release the back before I mention not doing a big forward fold. So we're just going to fold forward a little bit, either to forearms, hands to your legs, whatever works, and just round your back. Let your head hang heavy, let your shoulders roll forward, just breathe. Good. And when you're ready, you can start to roll your spine up. Find a comfortable seat. Close your eyes and notice how your body feels. Take a couple slow, deep breaths. Just integrating your practice into your mind, into your body. Oh, hello. Noticing how it feels to be in the room that you're in the body that you're in. Good. And if your eyes are closed, great. If that doesn't feel comfortable, that's fine too. But just taking a moment to send yourself gratitude for everything that your body can do today. And send your heart gratitude for everything your heart is capable of letting go of, but also taking in. And then send gratitude to your mind for all the complicated things it is able to work out, figure out, plan, and solve. And send gratitude anywhere else where you can send it. Good. Thank you so much for doing yoga with me today. Thanks a lot. Take care.